want to start, as I have of late, with a heartfelt, sincere outreach of prayers to lift up our friends, family members, colleagues, and clients who have been crushed under this economic downturn due to the coronavirus. And we're very fortunate that we can shelter in place. We're very fortunate that we can work remotely. Not a lot of people have that option. They're in service or other industries that have been really decimated by this pandemic. And we are thinking about you and hoping for a swift return to everybody's livelihood. And that is, as sincere as we can make it. And we are doing everything we possibly can to lift up our friends and neighbors in this time, as I know all of you are. And, if you have any questions or comments about this video topic, if it's ringing a bell, if it hits close to home because it is a subject matter of a family law case that you may be in or contemplating, like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment. I'll reply in a subsequent video or in a direct message back. And if we can be of assistance, we would love to be. That being said, this is a video series on family law and how it intersects with special needs, and in particular special needs children, and how that can affect a family law case. And one of the biggest ways that it can affect a family law case is the possession schedule. Texas has a possession schedule. We got a couple of basic things in the Texas Family Code. We have standard and we have expanded standard with certain rights and duties. And essentially what that means is the primary parent is the parent who has the right to determine the child's primary residence and to receive support for medical, dental, vision, financial for the child. And the reason why that's important in a special needs situation is because or any family law situation, is because that's where the child is going to live during the typical 9-month school year that we have here in Texas. So it's important that there be stability during the school year, that the child has a home base, and this is what you get under state law, right? So you get an expanded standard or a standard possession order. Now, what that means for a parent who doesn't have the right to primary, it doesn't mean you don't get to see your child. If you map out on a calendar all of the days and months and hours that a child is with a parent or not with a parent under standard possession in Texas, it's about 46 to 48.5% of the year, depending on what days the visits fall on and how many weekends there are in a year. And under expanded, it's just a little bit more than that. It might be closer to 49% of the year. It's not in other words, the way the calendar is split up, if the parents cannot agree, and remember, this is always the backstop. If parents cannot agree, there's a split on the calendar that is set out by state law for the situations where the parents cannot agree. And that happens from time to time, and it's unfortunate. But the reason why it's important on a special needs case is that a standard possession order or a standard expanded possession order may really be difficult and unworkable in a special needs case. And the reason why is because that child's needs are unlike a normal child, especially if they have some sort of disability that prevents them from walking or getting on and off school buses, things of that nature, what level of care they need, etc. So, normally you're going to be having a backstop of a standard possession schedule or maybe even a custom possession schedule. But another thing to be thinking about is the first right of refusal. So that way that the parents are the first two people. If dad can't watch their child, mom has the right to watch their child, and vice versa. So that way the child is always with a parent caregiver, or at least they have the right to have a parent caregiver. And then generally there's a backup designation of a competent adult, whether that's a healthcare provider or a grandparent who is physically capable of meeting all the supervision needs of the child, but what have you. These are definitely things to think about when you're drafting a custom possession schedule for a child with special needs. And a lot of, as I said in the prior video segment, a lot of our special needs diagnoses are high functioning. These children are high functioning and may not have that situation. But for those who have other kinds of disabilities that impair their ability to communicate wants and needs, to ambulate, to move around, to get on and off school buses, to carry their learning materials to and fro. This is why you need these custom possession schedules, and something that is more realistic as to how that child's Monday through Friday school year is going to look, and how the parents can work together to make that happen. And then of course the first right of refusal exchange, so that way each parent is always number one backup in case something happens. Mom's running late from work, dad has the first right of refusal to go pick up child from school. So that way the child's with a competent, parent, caregiver, adult, and all their needs are being met. So things to think about. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please like, subscribe, and share. I hope this has been positive, uplifting, and helpful. That is what we intend them to be. And if you have any questions or comments, I love and welcome those, and I'll reply to them in a direct message back, or I will make them the subject of a subsequent video series. Thank you all again, and stay safe.